What is going on, guys? Again, your boy Rigo Tony. I'm just kidding. Your boy Rigo checking in with another video. Today it's gonna be a little different. We're gonna be talking about myself, and I don't typically like to talk about myself too much, but a lot of people have told me that it's always in the details of sharing stories and things that we've been through that really motivate and continue to inspire others, not but by our actions, but more from the things that we've gone through so they can paint a better picture of us. So I just want to give you guys a little story about myself, or just a little detail about myself, who I am, what I've gone through in some certain instances that are shaping some of the goals, missions, and goals that we're doing now on a monthly basis and an annual basis. So with that said, I just want to dive right into this. I'm a Long Beach native. My name is Rodrigo Castellanos. For those of you who don't know my full name, a lot of you guys know me as Rigo, but my full name is not Rigoberto, it's Rodrigo. My last name is Castellanos, and I happen to be a junior. Tying that in, families are Latinos. Mom is from Tijuana, dad is from Guadalajara. My true dad, and I say true dad, is from Michoacan for various reasons that I'll dive into later on. But my true dad is from Morelia, Michoacan. Mom is from Tijuana. So, Long Beach native, born and raised in the east side of Long Beach. Grew up on 15th and Walnut, for those of you who know that. For those of you who don't know that, it's on the east side of Long Beach, downtown near Long Beach City College, PCH and Orange being the largest cross streets. Remember a lot about growing up there, running the streets. In the park, you guys are going to see in one of the videos that we're posting. This is probably going to be posted way after the video. But today is Wednesday. What's today, Oscar?
June 16th.
June 16th. So today, June 16th, we're actually posting our first donation video, which is why this is up. We did our first food drive about 2 weeks ago on Friday. We fed 200 people, over 200 some waters were given out. And it may not sound like a lot, but it's a lot to us. We're young kids growing up, coming from the hood, coming from an area in Long Beach where it's very diverse, but it's also very, very dangerous. And it's very poor. And it's nostalgic, and I'll tell you guys about MacArthur Park because in that park where I used to live, I used to run those streets, and we were divided, literally divided by race. Like my grandmother would always tell me, "Hey, brother, not brother, but hey, Junior, don't go down Gundry, go down 15th or go down Walnut." And I would remember we would drive by, and it would just be loaded with people, Asians, blacks, whites, and that was it. It's so diverse there that you could not go down certain streets if you went to the park, and if you were out too late, it was dangerous, so on and so forth. But again, it's nostalgic because this food drive that we did, we went to that park, and there was still a lot of homeless people there, and there's still not a lot of change. They have made the buildings better. That's awesome, but they have not changed the community, and that's the impact that we're trying to provide here. So just giving you guys a little bit about myself again. I'm 25 years old. My name is Rodrigo Castellanos. I have a beautiful, beautiful mother that kicks and works her ass off for her kids, and I give everything to her, and not by just the financial part, but I'm talking about everything to her as a human, as a soul, as a son, because she's shaped who I am. A single mother of three. I was 12 years old, actually 10 years old when my parents split, and since then she's held it down on three kids, one that was not even a year old, I'd say. So 1, 12, 1, 8, and 10 is what it is. I have a younger brother, his name is David, a younger sister, her name is Emily, that a lot of you guys may know, and then myself, Rodrigo. So very impactful for me, guys, when a single mother is able to do something like that and get her child out of a community like that. The child, in this case myself and the team, want to go back to the community and now shift that, because we still went and fed the families, and they were still homeless, right? There's still homeless people and teens and kids just laying in the park, and that's not cool, and that's not something that we want to come back to. We want to make it better. So just with that little story there, we created the food drive, guys. So if you guys haven't donated, if you guys want to donate, you don't have to donate with money either. If you have your time, we're doing this every Friday. I'll give you guys the details. If you haven't, check in on my DMs. I'll give you guys the details. But we come to my house and we pack up lunch bags, and we give lunch bags and waters and cuties and granola bars, and we package up a lunch bag and we give them to people. Sometimes we give them 2 at a time if it looks like they have a family, but we would need and love any of the help. Time, labor, if you can financially support, that'd be great. We want to start giving out clothes. Socks are very, very, very important. When we've asked before what people would need aside from food, they'd really appreciate socks. So socks and blankets and anything like that that you guys can provide, DM me, we'll donate for this drive. It's not just food. We start with the food, but we're going to take it as far as we can. Diving into the second thing, our mission. The reason why I'm on here is we are with Ambiance Realty, and the team name is called Luxury Premier Group, and we're a real estate group of young, driven individuals who are looking to make a difference in the community. And right now, I share my goal with you because the goal has always been to change the community, and I've always done sports. So another little story for you guys, and I'll cut it with this. When I was younger, from the ages of, since I could remember, my mom was working a lot, so I would have to go to practice, or I would have to catch the city bus, and I would be on the city bus sometimes at 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, like soccer bag. I'd have my backpack on top with my soccer bag on top, and my backpack had my books. My soccer bag had my cleats, my jerseys, my shin guards, my training jerseys, water, Gatorade, whatever was needed. And I'd be rolling around in the city bus through the city, 172. I went to Milligan High School, for those of you who know Milligan or who know Long Beach. I went to Milligan High School. I went to Rogers Middle School. I was blessed to get out of the hood when I went to middle school, but I went to Whittier in elementary. And in high school, I remember I would be catching the bus 5, 6 o'clock at night. I'd have to catch two buses sometimes, the 172, the 22, the 21, the 173 sometimes if I was late, just to get to practice. And then from there, I caught the city bus to a beautiful woman, a beautiful man, Nilsa Gamboa, and Don Gustavo. Nilsa and Gustavo, Mama Bear 1 and 2. And the reason why I share that with you is because it was just a struggle to get there, and from there they would give me a ride to practice. So as long as I could find a way to get to their house, they would take me to Cerritos where I trained. And that always stayed in my mind, because when I would get off the city bus, I would get chased. People would try and take my bags, my shoes, my clothes, my iPods. I remember sitting down one time on the city bus. I would always sit on the inside towards the window so I can tuck my stuff on the window so that I wasn't getting robbed. And one time somebody on my right side was sitting next door, and thieves were very common for this when we were on the bus. They would wait until the doors in the buses, there's a front door that opens, and then there's a back door, and then there's also buses that are extended. They're the extended ones. But we would be on the extended ones, and there's two exits, one in the middle, one in the back. Well, typically people would stand on the pole. They would stand on the pole here, and they'd hold on until we're going to pull up to an exit. If they saw someone with headphones in or with the phone, they would stand right over them. I'm envisioning this as I'm telling you guys this story. It's crazy. They would stand right over them, and I would be very aware of my surroundings, but sometimes they weren't. And I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Eventually, I started to realize what was going to be going on. And they would reach over and boom, they'd take the iPod or the phone or whatever it was, skateboard sometimes, and they'd take off. And because the bus was so packed with people, they would take off, the bus would close, and their stuff would be gone. So it's just a long story and process that kids go through. In this case, a story that I'm sharing with you guys that I want to stop, and I want to try to keep the community on a tighter scale. So what we want to do now with the mission and vision, aside from opening up a real estate office and doing that great change in the business world, building a stadium for the kids. And what that stadium is going to bring is in the city of Long Beach. Of course, we're born and raised in that area. A lot of you guys may know the Aquarium of Pacific and all those buildings down towards Ocean. If we can maybe shape something like that. The goal is to build a stadium where we can start a soccer team and eventually a sports training facility where we would be able to have kids for free. We want to be able to provide this for free, guys, to where we have the stadium, we have the team, we have the trainers, we have the sports at different ages to where kids can simply come. And it's very close to home because Long Beach is so tight towards down south. You don't have to struggle to get there. You might still have to catch the city bus, which is one thing that I cannot stop. But just getting there with free training, free community enhancement. The reason why this stadium comes so into play as well is because as we would go to practice, another thing that I ran into was not having enough money to play. When you're in the United States, it costs money to play. The higher up you go, of course, you get scholarships and grants, and I was blessed enough to go through that process and be able to have some of that opportunity. But I also had to, during the tough times, had to donate, had to get cards and sell 100 cards to be able to pay for the tournament that I was invited to and be able to have the jersey, the training jersey that my mom couldn't provide at the time. So it was tough, and I want to stop those little things and help the community in that way. And that stadium is going to go a long way by doing that, guys. Keeping the kids out of trouble, giving them the equipment for free, giving the jerseys for free, creating sponsorships. It's tax benefits for big corporations anyways, and why not bring it into our city where we're making a change in the community, guys. So again, There's a lot of stories that we can share, but the biggest one is just knowing and realizing that we can make a difference in our community wherever we come from, even if we're not born there, but if we're raised there or we come and stay there and we can make an impact, why not do it? So again, guys, if you guys can check in with me, DM me below. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so. Support that. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and again, YouTube. We're going to put all the links below. Love you guys so much, man. Thank you guys for staying till the end of this video. Hope you guys can share this. Talk soon.